What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, Raymond Muratalla became the newly crowned IBF lightweight world champion due to the fact that two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, former unified lightweight, and now former IBF lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasyl "High-Tech" Lomachenko is essentially retiring because he has a career-ending back injury that he's trying to fly around the world to get different opinions, different doctors, and different medical treatment to assist with it, but it's not looking good. So Raymond Muratalla, who has 23 wins, no losses, no draws, 17 wins by way of knockout. Raymond Muratalla is 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. Last night, he defeated Zaire Abdullayev via unanimous decision. Now, I personally thought it was a close fight, but nonetheless, he won the fight, right? With wide scorecard margins. So you know who was the favorite. 119-109 on two judges' scorecards. And when you watch the fight, it resembled nothing of the sort, right? So Raymond Muratalla, after the fight, was asked about his stablemate, which should be a no-brainer, an obvious unification next, right? That they want to set up between himself and newly crowned WBO lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Keyshawn the Businessman Davis, who has 13 wins, no loss, no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. His arms are a lot longer than they listed at 70 inches. Keyshawn Davis got a fight coming up June 7th against Edwin De Los Santos in his hometown in Virginia. Keyshawn Davis is quickly becoming the boogeyman. Raymond Muratalla, after the fight, was asked about Keyshawn, and he got frustrated about the questions with Keyshawn Davis. And then he said, why y'all keep bringing up Keyshawn Davis when Keyshawn Davis is the lowest and the weakest of the champions in the division? We focus on the fight with Lomachenko. That's not happening. So then he was told Lomachenko has a back injury and don't know if he's going to resume his career. And he says that would suck. Then he says, but there's other guys in the division that I would love to fight. There's Tank Davis, who is the undefeated WBA lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, who one of the cash cows in the face of the sport of boxing with 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. Then he said, then there's Shakur Stevenson, right? And he says that, Shakur Stevenson is a 3-division champion. Shakur Stevenson is a big deal, right? So Shakur Stevenson, former unified super featherweight, 3-division world champion, undefeated, and the WBC lightweight world champion, right? So he says, y'all keep mentioning Keyshawn is the weakest link of them all. Well, the reason everybody brings up Keyshawn is because it's easy. Why do I say it's easy? First of all, Tank Davis has to choose you. So that's out the window, right? He has to choose you, and he's not interested in unifications. He's not interested in belts. So that's out the window, okay? Shakur Stevenson, you're with Top Rank. You're with Bob Arum. Top Rank and Bob Arum are not interested to do business with Shakur right now, right? If they don't have to, because of the way things ended with their relationship. They would if they had to, but that's not their first option. Keyshawn Davis is right in your backyard and the world champion. It's an easy fight to be made. That just signals a red flag that he don't like the style matchup. See, with Shakur, they're going to use the narrative. Shakur ran, Shakur, and don't get me wrong. Obviously, Tank Davis represents the payday. Tank Davis represents the payday. So if you could get Tank Davis in a unification and a payday and a legacy fight. Obviously, you want to go that route. Shakur Stevenson also represents a legacy fight, a unification bout, and a payday, right? But Shakur Stevenson fight is going to resemble a very similar payday as Keyshawn Davis. How much more money you going to make against Shakur than you will against Keyshawn Davis with Top Rank? Because they're going to keep it in-house. Now, I don't know if Top Rank just simply doesn't have the interest in paying them, right? But it would have to be with Turkey Al-Sheikh. It would have to be with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. There's a lot of different moving parts that have to be involved with making a fight with those guys. When you fighting Keyshawn Davis, it's in-house. It's an easy fight. It's an easy belt to be had. It's a unification. Then, after you unify the belts, you give yourself more leverage to fight guys like Tank Davis as the unified champion, Shakur Stevenson as a unified champion. Now you could go to Top Rank and Bob Arum and say, you beat Keyshawn Davis. I'm a unified IBF WBO champion, and I want these champions. It makes sense. It makes sense. Why would they go outhouse before you finish business in-house? Because Raymond Muratalla don't like. See, the difference is calling out Tank, it's a massive payday, right? Fighting Keyshawn in-house, you run the risk of getting knocked out by Tank, right? But it's worth the payday, right? You get knocked out by Keyshawn, you don't think it's worth the payday. See, Keyshawn is a dog, and he's quickly becoming a boogeyman in that division. So that's why Raymond Muratalla is strategically talking about he's the weakest link. It's a simple fight to be made. Bob Arum and Top Rank already stated that they would love to make Keyshawn versus Raymond Muratalla when after Keyshawn fights Edwin De Los Santos and be victorious, and he beats Zaire Abdullayev. It's easy to be made, and it's a unification bout. I understand Shakur represents, but Keyshawn also represents a legacy fight. Tank Davis is you looking at the payday. Plain and simple. You look at Tank Davis, it's a massive fight. It's a pay-per-view fight for yourself. And you're not on his hit list. And he got a big fight coming up with Lamont Roach that he got to handle that business with first. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. Raymond Muratalla is ducking Keyshawn Davis because he don't want to get knocked out by Keyshawn Davis. See, Shakur Stevenson represents a slightly high risk and a slightly higher reward. Tank Davis represents a high reward, high risk, and high reward. Keyshawn Davis, he represents a high reward, but at the end of the day, he represents what Tank Davis represents, but the payday ain't the same. You ain't slick. And Lomachenko's retiring. Stop it. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.